Welcome to the Lifestyle Chase. This podcast features high performers who have found a way to live their best life while balancing their health, wellness, friends, and family. Proudly hosted by me, Chris Little. Without further ado, let's get started.
All right, so I will segue us into this puppy. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so welcome to episode 42 of the Lifestyle Chase. Here I have with me today Mr. Josh Nill. Did I get that right?
You did, yes. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, you bet.
This is good.
So, tell me about your day today.
Well, today, woke up. I just had one client today.
Yeah.
She wanted to learn a little bit different stuff today, so it was Olympic lifting.
Nice.
So it was something that usually we don't get to do, both you and I, right? We have a lot of more general poppers.
Yeah.
There's different people at Evolve that specialize in that. So they get to handle that more than us.
Absolutely.
But I know how to do it. So she was up for the challenge and did that, but then got a good lower body workout in. And now we're here.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, say you got to pick everything that you got to do in the day, like this was during your holidays or something. How would you structure your day? What would you put in your day, and explain why?
I prioritize sleep for first thing off. I'd probably sleep in. Yeah, I'm a big sleeper. I think that's really important, especially like all through university, all through my undergrad and everything. It was just major. Sleep was important, especially the night before exam. You don't cram, you just sleep. So sleep would be priority, sleeping in. A good breakfast. Nutrition's good. It's a part of our life. So good nutrition, breakfast, and coffee.
Nice.
Coffee's with my lifeblood. So, but always usually have a lift. Yeah, prioritize a lift in a day. Usually just chill. Yeah, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I don't really need to have to do a lot in a day.
Just go with the flow.
Pretty much, yeah. Especially if it's a day off, just work out, chill, read. Yeah.
Do you have any big aspirations or big goals in your future? Like everybody kind of has like that twinkle in their eye that they're like, I would like to do this.
It would probably be to maybe build up enough of a brand or your business, be able to move away and still have that business. That's probably a pretty good goal of mine because I love Edmonton. Yeah, Yeg is awesome, but one day it's maybe move to Calgary. So the goal would be to build up enough that your name is out there so that you can move somewhere and just start building again, and it wouldn't be as hard as it has been in the last 2 months to build your own business.
Totally.
So, yeah.
What do you do to stay positive when the going gets tough? How do you stay on top of your game?
Usually it's just the one saying is everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Like if it's just, for example, had one guy contact me and he, as soon as he found out the prices, he's like, he just stepped away. He's just like, nope. It's happened a few times. It probably happens to all of us.
Yeah.
People find out the price and then they're like, oh, does that include access to the gym? And you always hesitate, especially if you're emailing or something. It's like, oh, man. And it's like, no, it unfortunately doesn't. And then once people figure out that's an extra cost, it's hard. So it's usually just everything happens for a reason. In my mind, it's like if we didn't get to meet in person, maybe we wouldn't have had that relationship in the first place, because being a trainer, that clientele trainer relationship has to be there. So yeah, it's just maybe if it will happen in the future, it will happen. But if not, I still have people right now. I'm not too much in the red, so we'll just keep going.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think when it comes down to it, like the more we embody happiness and the more we just own it, like we're like, hey, I provide this service, this is what it costs, you get value. If you buy into it, great. If you don't, that's great. The more we're able to just like be proud of what we're doing.
Exactly, yeah, for sure. Because especially if we get down on ourselves, our clients that we have right now, because we can, the human body, like we're trained to notice body language. Like people can read change in our tone of voice, how our posture, our facial expression. So if we're off our game as a trainer, the clients that we have right now suffer, right? Because we have to we change our personalities and our enthusiasm from client to client, because some people need more pep and others just need to let's go, and they're good to go. Like, so if you're off, it affects your other clients, right? So being positive is, you have to maintain that.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
One time, Andrew Coates was looking at me and he was like, dude, you're crushing like a large black coffee at 7 p.m. Why? And I was like, dude, I gotta be top of my game. This is my client. I gotta be peppy.
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was pretty wired for the rest of the day, but like, worth it.
Yeah, it's totally worth it. That's what it's all about. Is the clients that we have right now. And that's who gets us more clients. Speaking of Andrew, it was Andrew's Facebook post that actually started this discussion, right?
Yeah.
So it was about like how as trainers we always have that thing in the back of our mind or in our mind that like we need more, and that retention and that the referrals, right? So it's important that we as trainers always are at our top every single time. We're human. We'll have an off day, but usually I'll tell my clients, it's just like, you know what, like I might be off today, I apologize, but usually they're pretty good. Like, but if they're a little bit new, I won't say that to them. If I've had them for a year or two, we have that relationship where I can be like, I'm a bit off today, so if I'm not as peppy, I apologize.
Yeah,
and most
totally.
of them are pretty cool with it. So.
Have you checked out my interview with Dean Somerset?
No, I haven't. I saw that.
You should.
Yeah.
It's good. It's got some helpful advice, and he gave me some tips and insights on all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Andrew Coates for a bit. Man, why is he scary? He's not scary.
Man, he's a big boy.
So, what?
But he's so nice, though. He's so
exactly.
Nice. But when I watch him crush the weights on like Instagram and Facebook, I'm like, man, he's a big guy.
Well, he is, but
he's a big boy.
Big friendly giant.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm starting to get know more. But when I first met him, he was like looking up at him.
Yeah. Now that I got you called out on the podcast, you're gonna have to interact with him more. That's awesome.
Exactly right. Hopefully, I'm sorry, Andrew. Don't yell at me.
Don't eat. That's awesome. Sweet. So I want to hear your origin story. So what was childhood like for you? Because we're both rural boys. Yeah. We have that in common.
Oh,
what did you as a kid? What was your things you did for fun?
Well, in a small town, you can in the summers it was just grab your bike and bike around town. I had a lot of friends who lived in the country, so going out there. One of my friends was a calf roper, so usually he'd let me rope a bit, but usually I would watch him practice, and I'd open the gate for him and let the calves go, and he'd just practice for a couple hours, and I just watched. It was he had a golf cart too that we would he took the governor out, and we'd take it off jumps. So kind of a little bit redneck stuff, like we'd trap moles, shoot gophers, shoot guns. But yeah, that was a pretty typical childhood. It was just small town, playing hockey, played lacrosse in the summers. Yeah, just bike, go to friends.
All of the sports, which one do you think resonated with you the most? Which one did you really, that was your jam?
Usually hockey was. Yeah, because especially in a small town, you can relate to it too. Like if you're like top on the top hockey team in the small town, you're like top dog, and like in school, right? Like you're one of the jocks or popular kids. Yeah,
they get that card that kind of gives them the freebies and stuff.
And it just translates into even like the teachers know and the people in the community know, and it's just like it was almost like a status symbol.
Yeah.
But now it's looking back on it, I was just like, that's so silly. Like, I don't know why I attained to that, but like hockey I enjoyed it the most. Yeah. Lacrosse was fun. It was very violent when I played.
Totally.
But yeah.
How much progressed did your hockey career get? Like, did it just kind of stop after high school, or did it keep going?
Yeah, it just pretty much stopped after high school. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I just played I played a little bit of junior B, and then I was just like, I'm not going anywhere with it, so let's prioritize school. And
yeah. Do you maintain it with some pond hockey here and there?
Yeah, we play a rec league every once in a while, and yeah, it's fun.
That's the way.
Yeah.
What position do you like playing the most?
Well, I grew up playing goalie actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, so people always say goalies are a little bit weird, so yeah.
Happens, man.
But now I just play out, because then I don't have to go to every single game, and people aren't relying on you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So like if you're the only goalie for the team, you have to show up to every game and all that jazz. And
Or people are not going to be giving you a beer after.
no,
Just like,
no,
this guy.
there's no defense.
This guy.
There's no defense, so it's almost like a large cardio session.
Totally.
So.
Awesome. And then what kind of got you into lacrosse? Because lacrosse is kind of like, it's an up and coming sport still, and it's ironic because it's like the official.
It is actually
sport.
it's the official sport of Canada. It's it got I think a couple of my friends on my hockey teams would just played in the summer, and a couple on neighbor of ours played in Red Deer. So I live in Innisfail, so Red Deer's about 20 minutes away. So Red Deer had a big minor lacrosse league. Innisfail was just starting out, so it was just like, let's try this lacrosse thing out. And I was big for my age group, and I had a lot of weight on kids, so it was just throwing shoulders and the body around, and I was like, I couldn't get used to this. But then once I got a little older, kids started catching up. It was like I was getting tossed around. So, but no, yeah, lacrosse was just, I don't know, it was just fun. It was like running around, hitting people.
Totally.
It was good time.
Yeah, like when I was in high school, we got to play a little bit of lacrosse, but it was usually like outdoors.
Yeah,
we do it for this class called Tundra Sports.
Okay, yeah.
We had some fairly basic like plastic sticks, but the things that I liked is like you could take out a lot of aggression in that sport.
Oh yeah.
Like there was a big room, like a big window to be able to kind of do a little extra beyond what you could do in soccer.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm a friendly individual, but my dark side comes out with soccer.
I am as well. Like it was just like as soon as you got that ball, I was coming at you.
Yeah.
Like I'd throw my body around. When I played, it's a bit different now. But when I first started out, like you could do like a full fight and you get just 2 minutes for roughing and come back out. But now it's a little bit different. Like there's so much more emphasis on concussions and stuff. But like, yeah, I've seen people break like the wooden shaft heads on people's shoulders. I've seen them bend the metal around a person's shoulder with the stick, and I've seen people get hit in the neck with the sticks. Yeah, oh yeah. Like I think I got one or two. I can't even remember. I think I had 1 or 2 concussions from
it's
lacrosse.
not a good sign, man. You can't remember how many concussions.
Who are you again? So yeah, like, but no, lacrosse was, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was just taking out the aggression or. Yeah, but no, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Do you find you get a better quality or like a more fulfilling workout when you're a little bit pissed off, or when you're totally calm and you had a really good sleep and you're feeling super mellow?
When I'm super mellow.
Nice.
Yeah. When I'm angry, it's just like my head goes too much, and it's just like I don't want to work out. I've worked out before when I'm really angry, and I just don't like it. Like I can actually push more weight when I'm not angry.
Yeah.
Especially when I've had a good sleep and like I'm chill. Oh yeah, I can tune into and really focus on what I'm doing.
Totally.
Because if I'm angry, I'm thinking about other things.
Well, I think there's a lot of science behind being calm and having things a sense of calmness.
Yeah.
For myself, I think I benefit most when I get a really good sleep, but then something just slightly pisses me off.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Not so much that my thoughts are elsewhere, and not so much that it's changing my heart rate or something. Just enough to kind of get me thinking like, I'm going to add that extra weight on there and do 2 more reps just to spite this thing that I'm thinking about.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's different. It's weird. Yeah. Some people like really love to work out when they're angry. I don't really like it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
fair.
know if like lifting weights. I don't like lifting weights when I'm angry, but yeah, like running or doing a cardio option, probably throwing the med ball around.
Nice.
But
nice. What's your favorite way to get in some good cardio?
Oh man, even just today, lower body, just at the very end, just doing anaerobic with the sled work.
Yeah.
Throwing the weight and just kill the quads, get the heart rate pumping, do a couple sets, try to get hopefully a little bit of EPOC.
Yeah.
Excessive post-exercise oxygen consumption, but it's only a few hundred calories. But yeah, just pump the heart. I like the stairs in the river valley.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Makes sense. So, how long have you been in Edmonton? Because you did your schooling in Red Deer, right?
Yeah, I did 2 years at Red Deer College.
Okay.
And then it was a university transfer program up to Edmonton. So I've been in Edmonton for 4 years.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, what have been the things that have kind of stuck with you the most? Like memorable moments or points of growth where like you've met somebody or just learned something from a moment?
Well, I've met a lot of people, like our mutual friend Katie Chamberlain. She just introduced me to spin class. I've never, in a small town, never had spin class. So,
Yeah, I hear you there.
yeah, I went to spin class the first time, and it was really enjoyable. Like it's a fun atmosphere to kind of just get to the beat and pump those legs and get the heart going. And but no, that was probably a good moment just to see. Cause going to school, I wasn't really involved in like YAG fitness, like. But that was probably right then, and then meeting a good friend of mine, Ricky Ng, who used to work for Revive Wellness. He's a dietitian. Meeting him as well, opening doors for me, and like just hanging out with him. He is very adventurous, so he has taken me to like a lot of fried chicken places in the city.
So risque.
Yeah. So yeah, just fried chicken is our thing, and yeah, but no, yeah, just finding out how YAG fitness works, like meeting all these interesting trainers, and like really that's what really opened my eyes to the city, because before it was just a small bubble, but now it's like, oh man, there's a lot more people in the city than I actually realized that are into the fitness industry.
Yeah. It's unique because like it seems like it's a big group, and then you realize everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the other fun fact is Jordan Amo.
Yeah.
So he was a guest on the podcast. I think it was somewhere in like episode 36 or 37.
Yeah.
But what are 5 fun facts about Jordan Amo?
I don't even know if I have 5. Oh man.
Don't overthink it, man. He's got a lot of charisma.
He's a goofy guy.
Yeah.
He like number 1 would be his sense of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
He can drink a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan. He's a ladies' man. He is. He's a smooth talker.
He is.
Like, I don't know if you ever went to Billy Bob's in Red Deer.
I did.
Yeah. I've seen Jordan there. Yeah, I went with Amo at Red Deer College, and yeah, he's a smooth talker. He's loud, very loud. He's a very loud guy.
Very boisterous.
Yes. That's 4. I don't think I have.
I'm scared for the 5th.
Yeah,
Stop there.
Just get worse. Yeah.
Like Jordan, I gotta save your reputation, bro.
Yeah, no, because I haven't seen Jordan in a long time, because he went back, because he transferred to the U of A before I did.
Yeah.
And then he finished his ed degree, and then he moved to like Egypt. He went all over the world, right? Like he taught overseas. So I haven't seen him since.
I think the incredible thing, because I knew him from when he was like 16 to 18 kind of thing. That's when I was counseling with him at the camp. And his personal development has been incredible. I think like all of ours, obviously. Yeah. Everybody grows. Everybody has like their times, and it's like, oh, did you see him at the bar? Yeah, I saw him at the bar. Everybody has those times.
Especially at Billy Bob's.
Oh, for sure. But just to see how much change has happened through him by taking those risks and jumping.
He's a very adventurous guy. Like, to go teach over there, that's insane. Even go traveling over there, that's awesome. Like, very adventurous. He's not tied down at all, so it's very cool to see, like you said, his growth and even his maturity. Like, go do that. Like,
absolutely,
it's crazy.
Well, just in the chat with him, perspective has changed so much, and you really get to see where his values are strongest. It's like he's maintaining those relationships with family and friends and stuff, like going on trips with his mom and scuba diving with brothers and dad and stuff like that. And it's cool. Like as we grow older, we learn like the most overarching thing to do is just be yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. When we're in high school, we're trying to, like, we're going back to the hockey thing, to be like the top dog. It's so silly. Like, you think you have to be this popular person, and you really have to change yourself.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you're, like, even when you move away from Wetaskiwin and Innisfail, like those small towns, you realize there's a lot more to life than what we thought.
Trying to duplicate somebody else.
Exactly.
And you see a lot of that in the fitness industry too. Like, you'll see somebody say, oh, like, this is, you just follow this plan, be like this person, and then you'll get all these clients.
Yeah.
But I think the right way to do it is just be yourself and hold a lot of integrity in everything that you do.
Exactly.
Like really own up to every choice that you make, and treat everybody with utmost respect. On the topic of like being yourself, because I think it's sort of important as we're training our clients. They're going to see other people doing their fitness thing or other people on different areas of their journey.
Yep.
How do you advocate for them to sort of be themselves, stay on their own like trail of greatness?
That's a good question. It's more like, because I know a lot right now. We train, like I think you do as well. Train a lot of women.
Yep.
It's a big thing now. Like even with Katie's thing about over exercising, bad relationship with exercise and food. I've noticed a lot of that lately with my clients. They've seen there's this one lady in particular who has seen someone in the gym, and she's always watching. Like she's always looking at this one person, or she's always looking at what other people are doing. So it's just like, take a second. You're you. You have to learn to accept yourself first. Okay. So let's just focus on you. So like, it's only you and I in the room. That's what I usually say. Let's just talk. Like, let's talk. Let's chat. Like, focus on what you're doing. And if we have a problem, just tell me. Like usually it's just getting them back into the mindset of that they can do it. Getting their confidence. That's usually what I do, but it is hard. Like, because it is hard because there's a plethora of data out there. Instagram, Facebook, magazines, newspaper, like there's so many different misinformation and good information out there, but it's definitely hard, especially training women who do have social media and they see that body image.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard. And then they see people in the gym there's some really fit women, very fit. They've worked their butts off for it. They've ate well, and they have the body to show. And some women are like, well, why can't I have that? Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? And then we get into that conversation, and it's just like, we'll focus on you right now. Okay, we don't know what they did. Okay, we're just going to focus on you and continue your growth in the gym. Because it's more of just a confidence thing usually.
Totally.
So, but what do you do? Like,
for myself, I think one of the most helpful things is to kind of reflect on where they came from.
That's good.
In my own progress that I've seen both professionally and personally, like what's been most helpful is to like look back and be like, all right, like this is what I used to look like, this is what I used to feel like. Like emotions are big. Yeah, emotions are what's going to drive us to do that thing over and over.
Exactly.
Appearances, those come and go. If we're in a bad mood and we see ourselves in the mirror, we're going to see something that somebody else would call fit. Exactly, and we're going to be so hard on ourselves. So I usually encourage clients to kind of like, in some way, shape, or form, journal or archive what they looked like or felt like. And I say social media works, but I don't say that they have to do it that way, because honestly, it can be a big problem for some. Some. But yeah, just kind of remind them that, hey, you used to push this on the sled, now you're pushing this on the sled. Yeah. And you get so much further if you're focused internally than externally. Because you or I can go into any gym in the world and we'll always find somebody bigger, better, faster, stronger, smarter, and that could be the death of us. The strongest Andrew Coates could go to a gym and find somebody bigger, better, faster, stronger, smarter. Exactly, everybody can. So if that's our tombstone, we're hooped. Exactly, we're just gonna keep cutting ourselves down. So it's not like one answer solves all of our problems. No. It's just we kind of have to nurture their self-awareness. They have to be really self-aware and just own who they are and just be themselves. I always hear you celebrate the little successes. So like totally. 2.5 pound increase or whatever, you as a trainer, you don't always like really celebrate it, but like you always know when you're like, that's awesome, like really proud of you, like good job, and it gets them feeling really good. Like
So yeah, that was a good question.
Even just framing it for them. Sometimes our clients don't know that they just progressed.
Exactly, yeah.
And like if you kind of outline it, you just say, hey, last week you pushed 270 pounds on the sled. This week you pushed 360.
Yeah.
How do you feel? And then you get them to remember those emotions. Because like when they leave the gym, it's sort of an emotional cycle. Like that's what's going to get them thinking, I would like to go back because of how good I felt.
Yeah.
And it builds a better relationship for fitness.
Yeah. I always remember that, like, people remember the last thing they did or they heard with you.
Totally.
So like what I usually do is, like, speaking of like increasing the weight, like if you go from like a 4x8 or 3x8 set, and then like the next week you go to a 4x10 and they're using the same weight or they increase the weight, and you like, I love to do the math with them, like, so 4x10 is 40, and then you do times the amount of weight they lift, and that's a total weight, right? It's cool to see like the big increase, because even 2.5 pounds, 5 pounds is a lot of weight total. Absolutely. Right? So people, it blows their minds. They're like, man, it's like, I just push around like 1,000 pounds, like I'm jacked. Like, yeah. I love doing that, and I'm like, I love showing people that, because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
That is like the total amount of weight they lifted in like the one exercise or through the whole day.
Yeah.
Increases, and they don't realize that, right?
Absolutely.
And it's so much fun to see their faces.
I think so too, and it's just giving them that awareness.
Oh yeah.
Enabling them to feel like a freaking badass.
Yeah, no. It is awesome, yeah. Yeah, especially with the sled at Evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the weight on, and they don't realize how much they push around. You can tell them, or sometimes they'll forget.
Yeah.
Like, you just pushed around like 400 pounds, like, I don't think you realize like how heavy that actually is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, really? And it's just like, yeah, and they're like, they get jacked, they get jazzed, and they're like, the next set they go faster.
Yeah.
Because they're so pumped.
I like to use analogies. I was like, you just made that look like a bag of marshmallows.
I like that. That's good.
They give it a little giggle, and then off they go.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, how did your career start? Like, what made you think, when I go to school, I want to do this?
I actually wanted to be a phys ed teacher.
Nice.
Yeah. So I did work experience for a couple of the gym teachers in my high school. And like gym and phys ed was always a thing, and like I guess that just translated into fitness. So I went into Red Deer College, and I was taking a little bit of general studies, but I had anatomy in my very first semester. I was taking like history courses and stuff because I was going to do a high school gym, so phys ed major and social minor. So I was taking history and stuff like that, and I just like loved anatomy.
Yeah.
Like the human body was just it's just fascinating, and so that gripped me. And then like it went from anatomy to physiology, and then like exercise physiology, and it was just like, I want more. I like, this is just freaking cool what the human body can do, and like how it progresses, and like what we can do to it, and how far we can push people. And then I went into like the psychology part of it and sports psych, and it was just, and I kept going. And then at Red Deer I was just like, I'm doing like this diploma in kines, and then I'm transferring to do kinesiology. Like, I love it. Like, it's awesome. So like from a young age though, like sports and everything was good, and I like to coach and figure out the biomechanics of sport, like how like hockey's so different than like the mechanics of soccer and all those sports. And then it just translated into really focusing on like how the human body moves. And then just went from there and went to school.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what was it like getting into the workforce right after school was done? Like, what, before you came to Evolve, what was life like for you?
It was different. Yeah. It was more like the commercial gym aspect that I think all trainers from Evolve have come from. And it was just working for like pushing sales. It was just not the best. Like, it was doing all this work and not really getting compensated for it. People really take for granted, especially the commercial gym trainers. They expect a lot of free stuff, which isn't necessarily bad. I do give a lot of free stuff out. Yeah. I'm not saying that's bad, but people just don't have that really respect for a trainer, especially if you have, like, let's say you're Nate certificate or your BKIN, like people don't really realize how much education you have, and they don't value that at a commercial gym.
Yeah.
Right? Because at Evolve, it's different. People really come to seek you there.
Totally.
They're not just there to work out.
Totally.
So yeah, before it wasn't the best. I did enjoy the commercial gym aspect because I was training different kinds of people, like from a 14-year-old to an 80-year-old. Like I learned a lot.
Yeah.
But that's what kind of took me from that aspect out of school. Out of school, it was like, I don't know if I want to be a trainer. I knew I wanted to be in the fitness industry, but it was more just playing around with it, going to the commercial gym, and realizing, okay, I really enjoy this. I think I'm okay at it.
Yeah.
And then so it's just like, okay, let's progress and see how far you can push yourself. Like if I'm gonna do this, I gotta go all in.
Yeah.
Like I'm not just gonna stick my big toe in. Like I'm going head first. Let's do it. Like let's see how far I can push myself and let's go. So yeah, it was out of school. It was a bit difficult though. It was like you always out of school. It was like you think you know everything because you're book smart, but especially in the fitness industry, it's more that experience, a practical experience of being able to coach Q, being able to have your coaching eye down, and so all that stuff I developed out of school, and then it was let's go to Evolve.
Totally.
So, yeah.
What was the most challenging thing mentally that you had to overcome between like your schooling experience and just your career so far as a trainer? Something that just kind of stopped you in your tracks.
I got burnt out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at the commercial gym still, and it was just because I went back for an after ed degree actually in elementary ed.
Oh yeah.
Just all these past couple of years, so I did school all like full course load, and then I went to work right in the summer. So I just was working, and low key I was trying to save up enough money to get an engagement ring.
Nice.
So I was working so much, and it just got to a point where I didn't want to do it anymore. Like I was done. Like I was so tired and exhausted. And so like the coaching aspect and being personable and being excited to do the work was not there.
Yeah.
I just flat out burnt out. So that was probably the hardest to overcome that, and then actually come back into starting my own business in the same industry that I burnt out in. But yeah, like it just got to a point where it was just like, I don't want, like, I'm tired. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to help you today. Like, but no, that was probably the biggest thing.
What brought you back? What fired you up again?
A week off.
That'll do it, man.
Yeah, just like, it was more like self-care than anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was more, not necessarily just a week off, but like, I still worked a bit, but it was just that self-care aspect of just taking some time to read and to breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I really do actually like this.
Yeah.
So and then came back.
So you talked about breathing, and I think I've talked about breathing in like 8 episodes, so I'm going to get it in your words.
All right.
How do you breathe? Like, just take me through your process and what it means to you and what you do.
So breathing, it's usually, I like to listen to just a free thing off of YouTube, like meditation.
Yep.
So either like before bed or in the morning. I always like to try to start the day like that. It doesn't always happen because I don't always prioritize it, but usually it's that, and really just focusing on that belly, like getting that belly out, try not to hunch my shoulders so much, getting a lot of that tension out. So it's usually, if I'm having a bad day and my breathing technique is usually 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, or hold and then 4 seconds out.
Yep.
A lot of sports psychologists use that a lot. I've actually heard that the Navy SEALs do that. As soon as they're in a firefight, they won't fire back. They'll breathe for a second to like get everything down, so that parasympathetic nervous system, really bringing it back to where they are. So I find that 4, 4, and 4 really brings you back into like that mindfulness and like in the present.
Yep.
And focusing on what you're doing now. It really just calms everything down. But usually that's how I breathe. But I don't really think about breathing on a regular day. But no, yeah, it's just meditation's really the belly breathing. But if I'm having a little bit of anxiety or my heart rate's up, that 4, 4, and 4, calm down. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just needed to hear it from somebody else other than myself, because like I've said it so many times, and then I've done a few presentations around town.
Yeah.
Like did one at the River Cree the other week, and I got, I think, 300 people to breathe, and it's just like big inhale.
Yeah, people think it's silly, like,
but it's so helpful.
and then people are like, when the exhale, they're like, damn, that's good. Like,
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
don't realize that. Like, there's a lot of podcasts that are coming out now, like people like chiros, physios that are like specializing. Their niche is breathing.
Yep.
So like I was listening to a podcast a couple weeks ago, and it said like your ineffective breathing is like if you breathe and your shoulders hunch up every time you inhale and exhale, you're doing like those secondary inhalation exhalation muscles, like your breathing is off.
Yeah.
So the breathing translates into poor like musculature, your immune system's down, you're not getting full breath, so your heart, the lungs, your blood circulation, and he just went off, and it was just like, oh man, like, am I breathing right? So it was like, yeah, their breathing is becoming a big thing now. Like, it's important. People don't realize that it's important. Who would have thought humans need to breathe?
Who would have thought? And my clients are sometimes hard on themselves because I hammer home the breathing concept. They're like, I didn't know how to breathe. I'm like, it's not that. It's just if we improve that, just imagine how much better everything else will be.
Exactly, yeah. Because it does translate to a lot of things, and a lot of people don't know how to breathe for recovery.
Yeah.
So after the sets, a lot of people breathe that really, that hyperventilate.
Yeah.
And it does not help with recovery, right?
Well, you can get yourself to hyperventilate without even pushing a sweat.
And you can pass out. There's breathing techniques that they do that to like pass out. So like I tell people that a lot of their lungs are in their back. So I'm like, fill your back, like push through your back with your lungs, like fill those lungs with air, big breaths. And usually they're like, man, I recovered a little bit quicker because I get that air, so that O2 in, and like it's the CO2 exchange, and they recover a lot faster.
Totally.
They're like, oh, like, yeah, exactly. The clients are like, I didn't know how to breathe. Like, oh, something new, I guess. Like, so then they focus on it. It's interesting.
And then I like to tell them to do this kind of stuff for when they're doing like a long car drive or something like that. Like, you're not going to be very happy training if you're kind of wound up tight.
Yeah.
And so just to get the nervous system into a better state is just always ideal. So I gotta say, everybody has mentors, somebody that kind of inspired them to do what they do. And you kind of talked about being like a gym teacher and all that stuff. Not to say that your mentor would necessarily be from school or be someone that's not related to you. Maybe it might be a parent, but if you could pick out like 3 mentors in your life that have really shaped you who you are, who would they be?
There would be 3. I'd say there's 2 from when I did my internship at Peak Power Sport Development in Calgary. So right out with our kinesiology, we have to do a 3 or 4 month internship to graduate. So there was 2 strength coaches there, Brett Bartman and James Phillips. Those 2, they were just so different coaches, but they took the time and their energy to teach me, and a lot of their stuff rubbed off on me. And to this day, still I can DM James on Instagram, and he will take the time to explain or talk with me. If I ask him for a reference, he'll still do it. But they took the time, even like I did in the summer, they took the time, like they took us out for supper, like they spent time with us and they actually cared. Yeah. Because a lot of people, who did their internships at other places, they're usually just like a laundry guy, or like they clean. These people actually like cared enough to develop us as a coach and a trainer. But they just, I don't know, I just latched onto them, and they were fine with it. So those 2 definitely helped my development as to become a trainer, because a lot of their cueing and like their coaching eye, they translated it towards me, and I was with them. I wanted to be around them all the time.
Yeah, totally.
And they were okay with it. Yeah. Like they were happy to have me there, and they didn't care that I was asking a ton of questions. They would answer. Yeah. So I definitely think that those 2 were a big part of my development. Another one would be, another 2 actually, I'll say, his name's Hiro Mali. He's from Finland. He's a Finnish strength conditioning coach for their country in hockey. And then Brad Jealous, who's on the Dallas Stars, strength and conditioning coach for the NHL. Those two are also really good strength coaches. So they've had that experience. So Brad Jealous is a athletic therapist translated into strength and conditioning. So he has a different training perspective, and as Hero does as well from a European perspective.
Yeah.
They both train differently, which I don't know what it is about people who train differently. I love to just talk with them.
Yeah.
And once again, they'll take the time to talk to me, especially in the middle of a season. If I text them or email them, they won't get back to me right away because they are busy, but they will respond. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people take weeks or they won't respond. So those two are definitely they're nice guys. All those four guys are super nice. They're knowledgeable and they're willing to take the time to teach you. So definitely those four are big mentors of mine.
That's awesome. And the qualities that kind of stand out is just good people want to make other people into good people.
Exactly.
And there's no agenda other than that.
Yeah.
And so the best thing to do, there's just so much out there where somebody's like, oh yeah, I'll make you into an all-star, but it's just do you really want to, or what are your truest intentions? And so character is a huge thing to find. You try and be a good person, and then you get surrounded by other good people, and it's just a happy.
Well, some people will be I'll be there for you, all that, I'll be your they won't necessarily say I'll be their mentor, but they'll be there for you, if you have any questions, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden they fall off the face of the earth and you don't hear from them. They don't really check in, they don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, finding someone who cares is just awesome.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah.
I like that about doing fitness, working with people.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so people oriented that generally it's just this big collection of really nice people.
Exactly. Even going from the commercial gym to Evolve.
Yeah.
I was scared as heck because all these good trainers are there. All these people are really influential in the city. They're good at what they do. And I was a little bit intimidated. And then all of a sudden I was just starting to talk with them. And they care so much. And to have a conversation with you and they're okay to talk about what they're doing. If they don't get bent out of shape if you ask them a question, they'll take the time to talk to you.
Totally.
And that's why we're voted hottest in Edmonton.
Damn right.
Yeah.
It's not just our good looks, hey?
Well, I
I contributed. I know I did.
I may be 95%.
We got Mountain Mike. Mountain Mike helps.
No, yeah, he's 100%. He's 99.9%.
So we'll give him a lot of credit.
Yes. Low key. But no, yeah, the gym is awesome. Everyone cares so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely
good
peeps.
It's kind of like you talking about the change from sort of a larger big box gym into Evolve, and it's just you got to be really good at what you do if you're going to go out on your own, and you really got to have a passion for your craft.
You have to care.
Yeah.
You have to care about your clients.
Whole bunch.
You have to care about what you do. You have to know. You have to really care that it's important. And you have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And care about yourself, right?
And if everybody's just wandering around lifting weights, really, really caring, it's going to make everybody else really, really care.
Yeah.
So then our clients are I really, really care about my fitness.
Exactly.
I would like to move and be active as often as possible.
Exactly.
And take care of myself.
It's like a snowball effect.
Totally.
It's
and then
awesome.
You get mix in some dogs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Bear. I saw Bear yesterday.
Did you? No, I didn't.
did. Are you jealous?
I am.
Yeah, good old Bear.
I've only seen him on Insta.
One day you'll be lucky.
Yeah, there's dogs, there's babies, there's cute kids,
Yeah, baby appearance this morning. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's a good gym.
Totally.
Yeah.
So, you you talked about your other half in the sense that you were saving up for an engagement ring.
Yeah.
So, what are your 5 favorite things about her?
Oh man, she's chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not like most women where she's not high maintenance.
Yeah.
At all. That's probably I'd say that's number 5. Number 1, she's my friend.
Nice.
Yeah, we have that relationship where she's my best friend, and we are just on the same level and everything. It's actually weird. Like we'll be driving or something, we'll see like something will happen, or like we'll see something, and then either she'll like I'm thinking it and I'll say it out loud, and then she's like, I was gonna say that, and it's weird, or I'll be thinking and she'll be thinking and she'll say it. I was like, that's creepy. I usually say, get out of my head. Like it's just we're just on the same level. Like we're just she's chill. She loves food as much as I do.
Nice.
She loves food as much as I do, so that's good. She loves fitness like I do. She works for Orange Theory.
Okay.
Fitness, so she's a trainer there and a manager downtown, and so fitness is her big thing too. So that's nice that we're on that same page. I don't even know how many times. How many am I on? 4 or 5?
You need one more.
Three?
One more.
I don't know. I always say this to like, her natural hair is like really curly blonde, and I don't know what it is about the hair, but it's just like weak in the knees for me. So her hair, I don't know what it is.
So you're saying if I got that hair, you'd be wobbling?
I'd follow you around.
Oh, nice.
You're a stalker.
Maybe one day, if I need a favor or something, I'm like running low on beer. I'll be gotta get out of the way.
Yeah. There's Josh.
Yeah.
Josh, I need some beer. I got it.
That's awesome.
But no, most of all, she's just my friend. She's
Totally.
my best friend. So
I think that's like an important characteristic, like to find, and just people in general, whether it's just the bros, the ladies that are just friends, and then the ladies that are friends, and you just want them to stick around for life. You just gotta find people that are invested in you being happy.
Yeah.
And then reciprocate that.
Yeah.
Totally. So how'd the two of you meet? Just school?
Red Deer College, yeah.
Nice, nice.
She was a volleyball player.
Ooh.
So the shorts got me, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Shorts and the hair. But no, I just met through a mutual friend. She was living in Res. I wasn't living in Res, but her roommate was from Innisfail. And just introduced, and then always started talking, and all of a sudden it was just just 5 years later.
Holy shit.
So we've been dating since she was 18. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's good.
I always like to segue that stuff in here because it's like the lifestyle chase. And if I get like too much into career,
well, you asked me, where's your lady?
Man, I am just like
we're gonna have to get you
the best bachelor that ever bachelor.
Do you hear that, everybody? Best bachelor in Yag.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. We'll put that down.
There'll be like a fashion show or some auction, and we'll raise money for charity. I'll kind of come up with something.
Or it'll be beer money. I don't either one.
Yeah, beer money. I have to say though, because I always have to show the love to the people who maybe don't do alcohol as much. What's your favorite non-alcoholic beverage of choice? Maybe you just like chocolate milk. Maybe you like water. Maybe you like water.
I do like water. I usually water and some form of BioSteel or Noon Tabs. Flavor that up a little bit, and I'm on the grape or watermelon Noon Tabs right now.
Sweet.
So I'll pop 2 of those in my water bottle, and it just adds a little flavor and a little bit of sodium, so I don't sweat as much when I work out, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm kind of similar. Like, if I'm having something that's a liquid, I've tried the Zevia. That's pretty tasty sometimes. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll just do like the Mio Sport Drops, and my general premise for that is just like I know that I'll have more water.
Yeah, exactly.
If I put some flavoring in it. Yeah. That's my thing, my vice or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's just water in its own is so important for hydration.
Yeah, for sure. Like even with the nutrition aspect, a lot of people don't realize that they drink like so much water. It helps in like recovery, helps with their performance. It helps with whatever they're trying to do in the gym.
Yeah.
Like even outside of the gym, drinking that much water in a day, it's healthy. But people just don't realize that yet. But yeah, like you said, even just putting those drops in, doing something to flavor it up, you're more likely to drink it. Yeah. It's just not plain.
Totally.
So.
Plus, I mean, like, having water allows all the hard work that you're putting into, like, maybe your consistency with nutrition and everything, it allows it to take effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So, the next question that I have for you is, what do you do for fun outside of training?
Oh.
Like it can't involve fitness. It can't involve drinking with the boys. And it can't involve it can't involve watching sports. I'm just like ruling out all the easy guesses so that you really have to think.
Oh, it's probably hanging out with Leah, so my fiance. Yeah, like that's one of the big things is like we, our family members always get us those passes to Cineplex, like the two free movie passes, 2 drinks and then popcorn or whatever.
Totally.
So we always get those for like Christmases and birthdays because we love movies.
Yeah.
So we all like going to a movie is probably one of my favorite things to do outside of training with her, or like hanging out with her because she works so much and I work so much, so we're never home. So probably spending time with her would be the big thing.
That's a good one. Yeah. What's your favorite kind of movie?
Oh, I like the action and adventure. She likes action and adventure as well. Sometimes a little bit of comedy, but yeah, I'm trying to wait for this the Avengers, to die down a little bit before we go and see it. Cause
Me too.
I gotta wait for it to die down in the theater, and then we'll go in and probably watch that one, see what it's like. I guess. Yeah.
I can just imagine it. You'll be there on a nice little date. I'm like, hey guys,
yeah.
I'm back here. How's it going?
Like you can come sit between us.
Good, perfect.
So.
What's your favorite thing about the Avengers? What kind of draws you into that movie series?
Probably just the action in it. Like even the graphics.
Yeah.
It's just insane. Like
yeah.
Especially if sometimes we'll go to the 3D one, and I don't know. It's just the graphics and the green screen stuff they can do now. It's insane. So it's very cool to see what they can do for an action adventure movie from like when we were kids in like the 90s,
totally
early 2000s. But yeah, it's interesting to see how much they can do, like graphically. That's what I enjoy because they put so much effort into it.
Well, I think they're even getting some good storylines too.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think even the best part too is I always wait for Stan Lee to be in it because he always does like the funny bits.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And Stan Lee, didn't he pass away recently?
Yeah, I think a year or 2 ago.
Yeah.
But he's in this one, they said, I think. So, I don't know. Yeah, he always has like the funny like one-liner and then that's it.
It's so well put too. Like they've had him as like a delivery guy. Like they just sneak him in.
Yeah, they just sneak him. Yeah, it just and all of a sudden it just pans to him and then it goes back to like it could be like like a big scene and all of a sudden it's just Stan Lee and it goes back. So it's like okay.
It's awesome. Which movie got you hooked into that whole like universe?
Oh, probably Captain America.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's like a little bit late.
Yeah, I know.
Late to the party, man.
I know.
For me, I'd say it was Iron Man.
Yeah.
I liked the pairing of it made AC/DC cooler for me. Like I thought AC/DC was pretty good, but I'd have to say I'm more into. Well, I have a very diverse music taste. We won't delve too much into that, but like it definitely made me have a newer, greater appreciation for AC/DC because you're pairing something that was badass in its time and still is badass.
Yeah, true.
With like some dude that's going around with like jetpacks coming out of his hands.
It's a robot man.
And he's rich. And he's got the cool sunglasses. And he's got the beard trimmed to a
Blowing
T.
Stuff up.
Totally. And some people aren't into the Marvel movies, and so I have to justify it for them. I have to give them a reason to see it. And you've supported me in that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. And how about like family? Like do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister. She's 5 years older than me. She lives in Calgary. Yeah.
What kind of has she kind of shaped you at all, or was it kind of you just arch enemies growing up?
We were arch enemies growing up. Yeah, like for example, there's always a story of those support poles in basements, those metal ones.
Yeah.
She was babysitting me once when I was maybe, I'd say 7 or 8. So I was just a shithead. She tied me to a pole downstairs.
It's not that bad. How long were you there?
Oh, I don't know, a couple hours maybe.
Did you get snacks?
No.
Oh, savage.
Yeah, I know.
Savage.
But
so that stuck with you, hey?
Oh yeah, but then there was just this time, and then like she went overseas for a year and then came back, and I grew a bit, and she would never hit or beat me up. She would run her mouth, and she ran her mouth once, and then like I just punched her right in the shoulder, And she told me to get out of the room, and my mom told me, she's just like, she's like, yeah, after he left the room, she like just was like, oh, that hurts so bad. Like, she didn't want me to see it, but yeah, after that she didn't beak at me anymore. She knew that was a point of no return.
Yeah.
I was too big.
You'd crossed the threshold.
Yeah, I was too big, especially her being 5 years older.
Yeah.
So yeah, she moved out of the house when I was still a teenager, so I was always in that image to her that I was just a teenager. I was a teenager, right? So when I got to school and I started getting educated a little more, because she's very smart, she's well educated, and so then I started to reference some things and have a little bit more my sense of humor come out, and we have the same sense of humor. So then she started to see how I was now that I'm a little bit more mature and I'm an adult, and now we have a better relationship for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you stay in touch?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
For sure.
What's your favorite mode of like communication? Do you do group chat, phone call?
Usually just text.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's a texter.
How often would you say, like, because it varies. Like, it's always interesting to me to learn how people stay in touch. And I feel it kind of shapes just how their relationships with family evolve over time.
Yeah.
So for me, I'd say my brothers, I might like text or message with them a few times a month.
Yeah.
And like every time that I see them in person, it's kind of like we're picking up where we left off.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I like that.
It's easy that way, because people that you won't see for so long or talk to, and then it's
Yeah.
just, I have friends from high school, like my best man at my wedding, he's always overseas or he's somewhere, and but yeah, every time we get back together, it's just right where we picked up.
Totally.
Like it's smooth, it's easy.
Totally.
Yeah. Are you the youngest or the oldest? Or are you the middle?
I'm the little baby.
Are you?
Yeah, I got 2 older siblings. One of them's 9 years older. One of them's 13 years older.
Holy! Did
So
you get beat up a lot?
There was like maybe like a 2-week window
2 weeks and
where
they
I think
left.
they spun me around on the grass, and like it never got too bad. I got plenty of noogies.
Oh yeah.
Sat on a few times, but nothing, no damage, no intentional damage.
No intentional damage. Okay.
One time, one of my brothers pulled me on a wagon down our driveway, and so he was riding his bike. The bike was tied to the wagon, and it was one of those red ones with like the swivel
Oh yeah,
handle.
those are dangerous. You can get like speed wobbles and you'll tip it.
We hit a speed wobble and
Yeah.
he tipped it.
Those
like
things
you
turn on
know.
a dime.
Yeah. And so then I got pretty scraped up, but he didn't mean it. So there was no
No
like
harm, no foul there.
no sadness. It was mostly just like he picked me up, sprinted to the house, put about 50 Band-Aids on me, and then burrito wrapped me in bed and fed me orange juice with ginger ale.
Wow.
Like he was
had remorse.
covering all the bases.
Wow.
And yeah, like that was important. Now, like today, they might crop dust me and stuff. And I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You let it be. But they know that I like to lift things up and put them down, and
Yeah, they know.
I can hold my own.
Yeah. And once you get bigger, hey, they're like,
Yeah.
I can't do it. And they're like, I can't do it anymore. Because I'm one, like at my mom's side, she has 9 brothers and sisters. So I'm one of the youngest boy cousins. So when I was growing up, I didn't get it from my sister. I got it from my cousins.
Yeah.
I found rooms, I get beat up.
Oh.
Yeah. So now I'm bigger than all of them though.
You're like, no,
They don't.
food.
Yeah, they don't get near me anymore. They know, so it's nice.
For me now, like my siblings they're like 36 and 40, so I have to like ease off. Like
Yeah,
my
they're
mom is like,
old.
no fighting. Damn it, Mom, it just got big enough. Damn
Just
it.
let me have my fun.
Yeah. But that's okay. I think it's good. You gotta love your people.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can make fun of them now.
Oh yeah.
So there's a question that I've asked a few guests, and I've been asked why I ask it, and I don't really have a reason, so I'm just gonna ask it anyways. Donaires or pizza?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Pizza.
But why?
I just love it.
Donaires though.
I don't. Just pizza.
What about Donaire
Cheese,
pizza?
the cheese, man. I don't know what it is.
What about Donaire pizza?
No. Oh, I don't know.
Still just pizza.
Just pizza.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your go-to kind of pizza?
Pepperoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go somewhere to get that pepperoni pizza, where do you go?
Oh. Well, let me backtrack a second. Usually, if I'm gonna get pizza, and I want like a lot of toppings on it and stuff, we go to Blaze, because they have
Nice.
unlimited like topping things.
Nice.
So like doing that. But usually, if it's just like a casual like pizza, it's usually like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
where do you? Okay, let's add pizza or donair.
For me, I would probably say pizza, but I would put a big check mark next to donair pizza.
You circle
Yeah.
pizza, but put a check mark.
Some highlighter on there too.
Okay.
But you know, if it's about sustainability and eating pizza, I couldn't just eat donair pizza.
No.
I think that would catch up to me real fast. I like kind of the pizzas that you could advise a person to eat, where it's like a thinner crust,
Yeah.
just minimal of the bread, and then you implement lots of veggies in there,
Mm-hmm.
and sneak in some chicken or some steak.
Yeah,
And,
like
like,
protein. Yeah.
Yeah, just make it something that you can indulge in, but it's not going to be such an indulgence.
Yeah. Have you had a cauliflower crust pizza?
I have not.
I've heard that's a really good actually. Like I've heard that's a good alternative for the carb portion of the bread.
Totally.
But I don't
It's
know where to
just
get it in the city,
cauliflower
yeah.
though.
And it's you don't realize it though.
Somebody's going to hear this and they're going to know who has it, and they'll slide into our DMs.
All right.
We'll wait.
Because I want like good. I want it the first time I try it to be, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Because it might be a good alternative to have that craving of pizza satisfied with just cauliflower.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
Have you ever tried Love Pizza?
Oh, I've heard it. Isn't it downtown?
Yeah, they have a location downtown and in St. Albert.
No, I haven't tried
I
it.
challenge you to check it out.
All right. It's on 109th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw Jasper there. Okay. Yeah. I will check it out.
Because every time, like, I mean, no bad blood towards Blaze Pizza, but us too. We are two individuals with independent businesses that are Edmonton based.
Mm-hmm.
Love Pizza. Same.
Okay. I'll give them some love.
So
man.
we gotta show the love to the Love
Yeah,
Pizza.
Okay.
Hopefully they listen to my podcast and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I appreciate this.
Yeah. Free pizza.
Slide into our DMs.
Coupon.
Yeah, totally. So this brings us to our final question. And this is how I wrap it up. If you were going to give one piece of advice to somebody on how to live their life most authentically and to the fullest, what would that piece of advice be?
Breathe.
That's good.
It's more living in the moment, right? Like, breathe. Take a second. Life can get very confusing and hectic. Live in the moment. Focus on what's going on right now. You can worry about later. What's out later? And the past is done. You have to focus on the now. That's how you can live a more fulfilling life, because you're focused, you're in the present. Put your phone down.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. It's been a good chat, good visit.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
You bet. We'll see you around at the gym.
Oh, yeah.